The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. With over 17,000 markets and extended trading hours, turn US earnings season volatility into opportunity. Get started at IG.com.
And the stock of the day is Accent Group. So today, shares are pushing higher after it added retailer Sports Direct to its portfolio. Sports Direct entering the Australia-New Zealand market under a strategic transaction that Accent Group has done with the Frasers Group. So in the UK, operates under the Frasers Group, which will acquire a 19.5% stake in Accent. Now, the contract is valid for 25 years and will see Accent Group roll out at least 50 Sports Direct stores over the next 6 years. Accent's also announced its CEO is renewing his contract for at least another 3 years. My guests here in studio, Michael Wayne from Medallion Financial and Mark Moreland from Value 3. We're taking a look at Accent Group. Michael, I've been told that this is one of the best run retailers in Australia, and we've got the CEO now staying for another 3 years. It's got some really great brands in its or under its umbrella. So Sports Direct, is this sort of a game changer in your view?
I think it's a continuation of positives for this company. It is very well run indeed. It would be probably, in my list anyway, top 5 Australian retailers, delivered very strong compound annual growth rates in revenue and earnings over the last probably decade or so. And as you say, they've got a nice collection of high quality brands, exclusive distribution agreements on certain products and brands as well. They obviously run Athlete's Foot. Historically, that was on a franchisor model. They recently took that back in-house, so they're all sort of company-owned stores now going forward. So there's a lot to like about this company. This is a business that has fallen a long way in recent weeks, probably around concerns around the consumer and the impacts that might flow through to the consumer should the tariff policy send the world into a recession. But by and large, this is a sort of company that we would like to own. We don't own it at the moment, but after the recent pullback, it's definitely one that will pop up as a potential buy, particularly if we get a bit more clarity on the outlook and we're comfortable that things won't get much worse than they've been.
So today, what would you do, buy, hold or sell?
I would probably hold it with a view to potentially buying it at some point, but I wouldn't be pulling the trigger just yet. But the agreement with Frasers is a terrific initiative, and there's no reason why they won't be able to pull it off. Increasing just an old-fashioned rollout model should help drive revenue growth, but you want to make sure over time that you're monitoring things like same-store sales growth and those kind of things, and they're not just driving revenue purely by opening more stores. That each of those stores is actually incrementally adding more each year as well.
Yeah, I was just on the Sports Direct website. So yeah, interesting. I guess Rebel and Super Retail now has a bigger competitor in town. Yeah. Accent Group, you backing this?
I'm a shareholder. I have been for years, and it's been a terrific performer. I checked the 10-year return on it because I've had it for about that long. It's been 22.8% average per year for a decade. So that puts it right up in the league of the superstars. And that's that's same management. It's gone through the Frasers. It's a bit like it's a strategic acquisition from Frasers' point of view, and now we've seen some fruit of that because we were speculating on what may happen and whether Frasers would ultimately try and take over AX1, which you never know, they may still do that, who knows. Frasers' numbers are actually quite a lot better than AX1's. So as a business, if you look at them in the UK, their return on equity is higher, their profitability is higher. So we thought this is a very good a marriage, if you like, in whatever it turns out to be. The P's dropped down to 13.8, which is very low in the green. And if you compare that to JB Hi-Fi, which is on 24, this is actually very good value. And I put them in the same category, by the way, as businesses. AX1's has been performed very similarly to JB Hi-Fi over the long term. So I'm going to put it as a buy.
We've got a buy and a hold for our stock of the day being Accent Group, AX1.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Turn volatility into opportunity this US earnings season with extended trading hours on over 110 key US shares. Get started at IG.com.